Factor follow-up segment tonight. The culture war over gay marriage continues across the country. In Minnesota, little kids were involved in the protest at the behest of their parents, we assume. San Francisco, the usual protest took place with an eye on getting attention. There are the nuns who invaded that. They may not be the same ones, but the church thing that we told you about. And in Michigan, things did get a little out of hand. Approximately 25 protesters interrupted a service at the Mount Hope Church in Delta Township.
Amen. The new Melodiers.
It's okay to be gay. 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 It's okay.
Just a word that is not a skit that we're putting on.
Police investigated, no arrests have been made. Joining us now from Lansing, Michigan, Guy Richardson, a member of the church who was at the service. And from Phoenix, Arizona, Austin Nimick, senior legal counsel at the Alliance Defense Fund. Mr. Richardson, begin with you. Did you know immediately what was happening there?
No, actually, Mr. O'Reilly, it was quite a shock. We sometimes have drama displays, as part of our service, and this took me a little bit, by surprise, as many of us. And after our pastor told us that this was not a drama thing, that we were doing, I started looking around, and I actually wondered where the ushers were, because there was maybe a couple of dozen people huddled in the center of our sanctuary, just shouting, "It's okay to be gay," and just littering and throwing thousands of leaflets, at the
members. We see that on the tape, but it looks like most of the parishioners are kind of stunned. They're sitting there, they don't really understand what's going on. We saw an usher there picking stuff up. But I think, as you said, if you do use some theater in the presentation, this is an evangelical church.
Yes, we are evangelical, very open door church, very much outreach oriented, and so my big surprise was where are the ushers at this time?
Yeah, because, you saw one. The guy was standing there, he didn't really know what to do. Now, thinking back on it, are you angry it happened? Do you want the church to take some action? How do you feel about it?
Well, no, I'm not personally angry. I think the church's response is very measured. We are an outreach church. We believe in the gospel and that it's the answer for everyone. So I do believe there were laws broken, and to that extent, I would actually be very pleased if the church did seek legal action or turn this over to the authorities.
All right, but they have not, Mr. Nimitz.
Yes,
the church hasn't filed, and we called a prosecutor and the Attorney General in Michigan and said, what are you guys going to do? And they go, we're not going to do anything unless the church files a complaint. Now, in San Francisco, as we reported months ago, they had the same kind of an invasion by transvestite dressed as nuns, and Diocese at San Francisco didn't file charges. So what's your involvement here, Mr. Nimitz?
Well, it's quite clear, Bill, that the pretense of tolerance is over. I mean, the advocates in this country for redefining marriage for years have built their campaign on a pretense of tolerance. And what you have here is tolerance, or no tolerance, I should say, for anybody who dares to disagree with their viewpoint. The opposite of tolerance, Bill, is tyranny. And when you go tyranny, you have violation of fundamental civil rights like the right to free speech, the right to freedom of religion, which Mount Hope Church was trying to practice, and the right to even participate in free and democratic elections like they did in California. So you have some fundamental problems and priorities that are in play here.
All right, but the ADF is known as challenging the ACLU and basically giving the other side, traditional America, some legal representation. But if the church does not file a charge of invading, trespassing or disturbing the peace or whatever it may be, I mean, there are charges, as Mr. Richardson pointed out. If the church doesn't do anything, you can't.
Well, in this particular case, that may be true. And the Alliance Defense Fund prides itself on standing up for the civil liberties and freedom of religion of churches like Mount Hope Church. And we certainly support any effort of the Mount Hope Church to take legal action, or the efforts of the Attorney General Mike Cox in Michigan to take action against a group like this whose sole purpose is to break laws. And Mr. Richardson's correct, multiple laws were broken there. Again, showing that the pretense of tolerance for other viewpoints is really over for these advocates.
Yeah, I don't think it does them any good. I agree that there's a backlash now, and those who are sympathetic to gay marriage and gay civil rights, they see conduct like this, and a lot of people going, hey, enough's enough. Gentlemen, thanks very much. We appreciate it. We come right back. The culture warriors Hoover and Crowley will react to the accelerating culture war throughout the country. And then